these games, I mean, they couldn't be more decisive for both of these two teams in terms of their season, Troy.
Yeah, I think it's just that mental game that Grella alluded to with Reinders earlier on. Even for Arsenal, it's so big because they can finally get over that hump. We've won something. For Man City, it's we chip away at that confidence that Arsenal have built over the years. And we was talking about it in the green room. We've seen Liverpool last year. I remember talking to Virgil van Dijk. At that moment, they were on for the quadruple. It didn't happen. Inter didn't happen. It's very difficult to win more than one trophy in one season. So Arsenal know that that's stacked against them in terms of the odds. But this is a huge moment, I think, in the season for this Arsenal team to give them the confidence to get over the hill. We spoke to Declan Rice. He's talking about wanting it. He also mentioned in a previous interview that Raheem Sterling spoke about how important the Carabao Cup is to win, as it's the first one. William Saliba talking about his pockets are empty. So Arsenal want it, feel it, need it. I just wonder if they were to lose it, what does it do? It's really interesting.
Would you all agree that it'll have more of a negative effect on Arsenal if they lose it than if Manchester City were to lose it?
I would say so. I think so, yeah, because they made a statement by playing such a strong side. Yes, they're playing against Chelsea, but with everything else that they're in and the squad and everything, I feel that this is a competition that they want to win and they're in it to win it. I don't think that they're here just to participate.
I think it's 50-50, you know. I do think it's 50-50. The last time Man City were in a final FA Cup, they lost to Crystal Palace. You then get back to that, you lose again, then it starts to become a Man City loss. You know, like narratively, it's completely different, isn't it?
But then the thing is, I know, and it's no disrespect to Crystal Palace, but it's Man City facing Arsenal now. There's a different adrenaline that pumps, and you know as a player, when it's a certain club that you have a rival against or big club, there's a different energy around the players. When you play in a Crystal Palace, it's no disrespect. It's probably arrogance. They were arrogant in their approach to that one, and, you know, Crystal Palace won. But if it's Arsenal chasing them in the Premier League as well, there's a different motivation behind it.
What could be a head-scratcher is who starts in goal, Grella, because obviously we've seen James Trafford start for Manchester City and Kepa starting in goal for Arsenal. Who do you go with now you're in the final? Do you give credit to the person that got you here and give them those important minutes, or do you think loyalty in that aspect is out the window and we need our best people in?
It's a very personal decision. Comes down to the manager for sure on the day. I think that if the guy, for me personally, if I was there, if the guy brought me there, he's good enough to play for Manchester City, he's good enough to be at some point in the season your number one guy, I stay with the guy that brought me there in the cup competitions. Also, you have so many competitions to go, but what are you saying to the squad that in the biggest moment, the guy who got you there, you just pull him out and say, oh, no, well, we're going to go with this guy? I mean,
trying to win.
It's called football.
We're trying to win.
Yeah.
It's called life. This stuff happens.
I don't know if I would do that. No, trust me, I've been on the wrong end of those decisions my whole life.
Exactly.
I understand that it sucks, but I personally would stay with the guy.
You would? What would you do, Troy?
I think if both teams were playing so if Arsenal were playing Newcastle, I think they would have stayed with Kepa. I think if City were playing Chelsea, they would have stayed with Trafford. But I think because this is something that's not going away, not only this season, probably for the next 5 years, I think it's so important that they'll play both games. I was talking to Grella about it. I remember when we played in the FA Cup final, we had Aurelio Gomez get us all the way to the semi-final. The week leading up to it, the discussion around it all was the manager wanted to keep Gomez because he'd been so, you know, monumental getting us there. The ownership were like, no, go with the best, go with Ben Foster. And it creates an issue, so they will have to nip it in the bud very, very quickly. But for me, go with your best team. I think both teams will go with their strongest team trying to win.
I was just about to say on that point, how early do you find out? So say they are going to change and go with their number one goalkeepers. How early do those conversations happen? Or
the start of that week.
So you know straight away that
just kill it. Yeah, just kill it dead and just say, you know, if you are going back, especially for the second goalkeeper, tell him as early as possible.
Right.
Let it get it out of his system and go, OK, this is what we're doing moving forward.
Which would you do, Nige? You would go with the number one keeper?
For me, my personality, I would stick to keepers that have been playing in it for now. But for the reality of what this game means, I can see them going to the regular starters. I can see both teams going to their number ones.
Let's hear his thoughts after the match.
Yeah, the first chance of a title this season. When you think of a group as in formation, what could it mean to win a title?
Will be good for all of them. So you have to live this experience. You have to live this experience for many of these players. You know, for the first time we won first title in our era here was in the Carabao Cup 9 years ago, and was okay. Break something. You know, when you win something, helps to win more. It's a pleasure to play against Arsenal, the best team right now in Europe. maybe in the world, and for many things, the stats, the consistency, the many details that they control, and as much we play against them, we will make us better team. And hopefully in March we can arrive with the players fit, and hopefully we can convince the Carabao Cup that Mark can play this competition, the final, because it's difficult to understand that the club making a big investment to play one player, to take one player, it belongs to us, and I don't understand why cannot play the final, honestly. So hopefully we make a letter, and hopefully the Carabao Cup or whatever, they can understand that once you buy a player for a lot of money and he's not able to play for a rule that I don't understand why, hopefully they can change it, they can play.
Final one on Arsenal, because some people will argue that this title would mean more to Arsenal because they've been waiting for so long, because there's so much expectation. What would you say about that?
No, I understand. So don't make me say something that make me feel, something that I understand they want to win. I saw the celebration yesterday against Chelsea. So many years that they don't do it. It's normal that happen, but we want to do it too. And hopefully, just I pray that have the players fit and have the players in our disposal to try to compete against them. So, but for many years, being again another final is really, really good.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Natalie.
I think that shows his defensive worries, doesn't it? Talking about Mark Guehi there, who can't play because he wasn't a City player when they played the first leg of the semi-final. So he'll be unavailable for the final, which you can understand Pep's frustration. Obviously, rules aside that he can't play because he'd be a massive addition to this back line.
He's talking about sending a letter. Can you imagine if, for whatever reason, they allow it to happen? Can you imagine all the Arsenal fans uproar because of that change?
They won't allow it to happen.
I know, it'd be fun just to watch COS though, wouldn't it?
I'll get my smallest violin out for Pep Guardiola. I'm sorry. Yeah. Get on with it.
The rules are the rules. Are you going to send a letter? I mean, I want to go home tonight. The speed limit's 60 miles an hour. I got to go 60 miles an hour. Not that I go 100 and I send a letter and the rules are different for me. The rules are like that from the beginning of the tournament. So I don't know. That was interesting.
It definitely shows how worried he is defensively about his team. To single out Mark Guehi as the player, the reason why you signed him, and then obviously he can't play, and you can see the frustration. But on the other hand, he does say he's got players coming back, so he knows he's got other players coming back. I don't understand.
I found it quite interesting, though, when he talks about Arsenal, he doesn't talk about the styles of play. He doesn't talk about their set piece. He's like, they're very consistent. So I think he thinks, as we alluded to earlier, both teams fit, both playing at the best, we beat them. That's what I took from that, because he's not saying, oh, they're great defensively, oh, they're great attacking-wise, oh, we need to worry about this. He was like, they're probably the best now statistically, but they are consistent. That's what he alluded to. So I think he has a little feeling in the back of his mind. If I can get everybody fit and available, we can take them in a one-off game.
I don't think he's ever lost belief. I think he's very confident. I think he's been very confident. I still think now, to this day, in his dressing room, that he believes that he could probably win, that they can catch Arsenal and win the Premier League. I don't think that's ever gone away.
Who would you rather play for, Grell, in the final, if you had to pick one, Arsenal or City?
Well, Arsenal, simply because I think they're going to win the game. I think they're more organized. And I think if I was playing as an individual player at Arsenal, I think my role would be much easier. Be very clear what I had to do on the day. Be a lot of pressure taken off me by knowing exactly where I need to be in what phase of play. Versus Man City, can you imagine being a center back in that final? You're just searching for guys. You've got numbers running for the midfield. Your midfield's gone. Rodri is somewhere else, and you're just chasing guys all over the place.
But you're not a centre-back. You're a striker. You're going to be scoring goals. You won't be playing centre-back for Man City, would you? You're striker.
Who would you rather play for in the final?
I love the underdog story in it. So for me, I think Manchester City are seen as the underdog.
It's crazy, isn't it, calling City an underdog?
They really are seen as the underdog in this. Arsenal, the better side. So I think I love that underdog story.